I can arrange to be in the company of people of my race most of the time. I definitely see this as true, and I haven't really thought about it, but definitely walking into a room, I can pretty much assure myself, especially in college, that that's true.
No. Like, it's kind of hard to find people that are exactly like me. Like, I've never really met someone that is also Yemeni and Somali and white.
I can go shopping alone most of the time, pretty well assured that I will not be followed or harassed. I feel like given the point that we're women, definitely there's the possibility, but I've never experienced that and haven't felt truly endangered.
Yeah, I haven't felt, like, shopping. Like, I haven't really felt, like, in danger, but, like, I'd say that, like, I'm more concerned, like, as a woman than as, like, someone of my race.
I can turn on the television or open the front page of a paper and see people of my race widely represented. Well, that's, like, yeah, definitely with media, models, all that fun stuff, definitely relate to that.
Yeah. The only people that are really, like, my race that you see in the news are, like, terrorists. So
I can go into a music shop and count on finding the music of my race represented into a supermarket and find that food I grew up with, into a hairdresser's shop that finds someone who can deal with my hair. Yeah, I've never even thought about that, never been an issue.
A hairdresser's shop to find someone who can deal with my hair.
I love your hair.
That's always, like, my biggest, like, concern. Middle Eastern music, anywhere, I guess. I'd sure find the food I grew up with, being that I grew up in a jar of mayonnaise. But, you know.
I can worry about racism without being seen as self-interested or self-seeking. That one definitely, because, you know, it's like I'm not really, feel like I'm not talking about myself, so.
Yeah, like, whenever I talk about, like, racism and stuff, I do feel, like, and if I'm talking about it, like, with white people, sometimes I do feel like I'm just trying, like, I'm just, like, self-centered or something, and I feel like people think that sometimes.
Alright, I can choose public accommodation without fearing that people of my race cannot get in or will be mistreated.
I mean, like, for me, at the, airport and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
My dad gets stopped. I don't always get stopped, but, like, you know.
Well, even when we were going to Scotland,
Yeah.
the only 3 people in our group that got stopped were the 3 black people. It's like, oh my gosh. I'm never asked to speak for all of the people of my racial group. Yeah, nope, not at all.
I grew up in a predominantly white area, like, I guess. I have been kind of, like, asked to represent, I guess.
Especially in class.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can be pretty sure that if I ask to talk with the person in charge, I'll be facing a person of my race. Yeah, that I found a lot. Like, even just doing my volunteering, like, service work thing, like, like, the instructor is the only white person in the room, and...
Yeah, never.
Alright, I can take a job or enroll in college with my affirmative action policy without having my coworkers or peers assume I got in because of my race. Yep, never. Issue.
Ha 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 ha. Yeah, like, sometimes I did fear, like, am I just here because I'm, like, the token minority kind of thing? And I've dealt with that for, like, a long time, but, you know.
A traffic cop pulls me over. The IRS audits my tax return. I can be sure I haven't been singled out because of my race.
Yeah, but, like, if I ever were to get pulled over, I would be horrified. I would be straight up terrified.
Yeah. I can easily buy posters, postcards, books, cards, dolls, toys, and magazines featuring people of my race. Yep, definitely.
Nope, definitely not.
Alright, I can choose blemish cover or bandages in flesh color and have them more or less match my skin. Yep, Walgreens has my 50 Shades of Pale.
Because I'm fairly light-skinned, yes. But, like, if I were much darker, no.
I can do well in a challenging situation without being called a credit to my race. Yeah, it's just, I feel like that's just expectation.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I'm doing something that... Yeah, I feel like it reflects more on me than my race as a whole, but... Sometimes I get things like, oh, like, but you're not like these people that apparently represent my race, even though they shouldn't whatsoever, but, you know.
I can walk into a classroom and know I will not be the only member of my race. Yeah, especially classroom, university setting, for sure.
No. Sometimes I get really excited. I get really excited when I see other people of my race, and I'm like, nice! Because I don't get that all the time.
And then I can be sure that my children will be given curricular material that testify to the existence of their race.
I remember when I was, like, in 7th grade, I was so upset because Somalia wasn't taught in the Africa unit, and it also wasn't taught in the Middle Eastern unit. Oh. And so, like, it wasn't just, like, talked about in general, and I was just like, I exist! Stop doing this! Like,